It's understood there were 3 drivers and 2 were controllers. Pete Kavanagh is Regional Secretary for London for Unite the Union. Very, very sad news, Pete, isn't it?
Morning, Andrew. Yeah, it is devastating. And behind these grim statistics, of course, are human tragedies. So our thoughts and condolences go out to families, friends and loved ones. We were actually getting unconfirmed reports yesterday evening, overnight, Andrew. This figure may have increased further still.
I see.
We continue, bus drivers continue to come to work, and they do that because they understand that it's essential that nurses, care workers, supermarket workers, delivery drivers need to get to their places of work to carry out the essential work that they're doing for their communities. But they need to know that in doing so, that everything is being done to ensure their own safety.
How at risk are they feeling at the moment? What protections do they have?
They're feeling very anxious and they're feeling very frightened. And of course, this news that's come out over the weekend is going to heighten that anxiety. Unite's been concentrating and focusing on the issues that we believe are most important. The assault screens that drivers have in their cabs are now being sealed right across London. Sanitizer is being provided to all drivers. There's an enhanced cleaning regime, and we blocked off the front seats. But I think that we need to go further, and we need to do that faster. We're in discussions every day with Transport for London, the operators, and we need to go back to the drawing board every single day of the week to make sure that we're doing everything to protect our workers.
Well, that's great, Pete. But hold on a sec. So you've closed off even the little payment area. You've sealed off the driving unit. There's an enhanced cleaning regime. You've blocked off the front seats. I mean, apart from just not running the buses and staying at home, what else is there?
Well, we need to look at every avenue. I think there's the social distancing in the garages. There's the meal reliefs. Drivers oftentimes have to take their meal relief out on the road. They're having to use the fast food takeaway outlets. All these things need to be looked at. We need to look at limiting the numbers going on the buses. We need to be looking at, I've been listening to your programme this morning. There's been a lot of talk about everybody's responsibility in this. I think the key message is, in terms of transport, only use public transport if you absolutely have to. And we are getting reports, unfortunately, that there are people still using public transport that are not there to go to work, go to hospitals, to carry out all the essential jobs that need doing. So we absolutely supplement that message of do not use public transport unless you need to. Unite will continue to do everything we can to look after our members who are doing an essential job, just like the nurses, just like the doctors, just like every other essential worker.
Sadiq Khan and TfL came in for a lot of criticism for reducing the number of tube trains, and therefore when people did have to use the tube or didn't, but whatever it was, it crammed the same amount of people onto less trains. Some people said that caused overcrowding. Are there less bus services now than there were? Is it a reduced service?
It is a reduced service. We went first to a Saturday service, and it's now a Sunday service. However, there are additional services in the peak times. Although you'll be seeing a lot of empty or virtually empty buses driving around, there are still the rush hour periods, and that's where we are concerned that there's proper monitoring of what's going on, that we need to be limiting the numbers getting on the buses, that there is adequate bus service out there to ensure that we don't get this overcrowding.
Do you think we might get to a time where people might have to show a certificate or some sort of a proof that they're essential?
I think this would be absolutely the right way forward. It'd be certainly something that we'll be discussing with TfL and the Mayor's office this week.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure to talk with you, Pete. In regards to all of your members, Pete Kavanagh, Regional Secretary for London for Unite the Union.